In at number 10, Celine Santino. Celine Santino is an influencer based in Zurich with over 600,000 followers on Instagram. And from her Instagram, it's clear that she's known for her voluptuous figure, specifically for her ultra small waist paired with her huge butt. And many of her photos are showing off this unreal figure. But it's pretty clear from one look at her Instagram that her face and body are heavily edited. Her face even looks somewhat fake, like she's an IMVU or something. Celebface not only did a side-by-side of Celine's body with and without Photoshop, they also included some before and after photos as well, making it clear that she's had a lot of work done on her face and body to make her look like an Instagram baddie. I really still can't get over the editing of her waist though, it's like next level small. And at number 9, Maddie Crumb. Maddie Crumb, also known by her username I Blow Your Mind, is known for having an insane model-esque body, with a very thin physique and incredibly long legs and torso. But based on a side-by-side, it's clear that she's either photoshopping herself slimmer or she's incredibly good with angles. It also looks like she might have stretched her photos lengthwise, which would make her look taller as well as thinner. A lot of people commenting on the Photoshop are concerned for Maddie, as it seems that she's edited her body to the extreme. However, I do want to note that when I was looking through her more recent pictures, it does look like her photos are a lot more natural. She's not posting so many photos like her older ones, so it's great to see that she's progressing and hopefully getting a little more natural. And at number 8, Khloe Kardashian. Even though we know all the Kardashians edit their photos, Khloe is definitely the worst, and it seems like she makes herself look different in every one of her photos, leading many to wonder what she actually looks like. The whole fiasco with Khloe's editing came to a boiling point when her grandmother MJ posted a cute photo of her at the beach, unedited, and she was so outraged about it that she filed legal takedown claims to get it off the internet. This video shows what is believed to be an unedited video of Khloe, and it's shocking to see just how unrecognizable she is here. And it seems that Khloe photoshops herself differently each time, so we're never really quite sure which Khloe we're gonna get. And at number 7, Dirty Hippie. Hannah Tittensour, known by her username Dirty Hippie, does not only edit her body to be slimmer, she also heavily tans, some say in order to look biracial. If you were to look at her most recent photos, you would assume that she was black, but when you see what she looked like before, she is completely white, and her excessive tanning as well as makeup techniques make her look like an entirely different person. She was even on one of Barcroft's episodes about people addicted to tanning. Some accounts have also exposed her Photoshop. It's clear from the side-by-sides that she edits her face and body a lot. Just comparing how she looked on her TV appearance versus on her Instagram really says it all. And at number 6, Chloe Khan. Chloe Khan first became known from the X Factor UK for her insane look. She had actually been on TV before, and in 2009 she appeared on the BBC Three show Snog, Marry, Avoid. Then in 2010 she auditioned for the X Factor and went totally viral. She did make it through the boot camp but was kicked off the show for too much partying. Now she's known for her risque Instagram and for looking literally nothing like she did on X Factor. Through a mix of facial and body modifications along with photo editing, she is unrecognizable from who she was before. Halfway at number 5, Lauren Gray. Lauren Gray is one of the most beautiful women in the world. She first gained fame on Musical.ly, then was still huge on TikTok when it was first created. She currently has 22 million followers on Instagram and is known for her breathtaking beauty. Since she first gained fame on Instagram, she's been accused of heavily editing her face to make it look flawless. She was also young when she first started, and many believe she edited herself to look older. From this side-by-side, taken what looks like on the same day, it's clear lighting and editing make a huge difference in her appearance online. But clearly, she is still absolutely gorgeous. In at number 4, Nita Kuzmina. Nita Kuzmina is a model and former reality TV star with 1.8 million followers on Instagram. She's one of the most famous Instagram models from Russia on the platform. She's changed a lot since she appeared on the TV show Vacation in Mexico. From the photos on her Instagram page, she's very glamorous and beautiful. Her skin looks so smooth at times that she doesn't even look real. But it turns out that her real name is Gupta. And if you search that name, you can see how different she looked before and how much editing and plastic surgery that she's gotten. It's believed she got filler in her lips, changed the shape of her nose, breast implants, and she corrected her cheekbone line as well. And with just how perfect her photos are, it's not hard to think she heavily edits them. And at number 3, Andrea G. Next up we have Andrea, who's known as Miss Andrea G. Andrea, the queen of swimwear as she calls herself, has over 300,000 followers on Instagram, and I understand why she's the swimwear queen, because she's constantly on a beach somewhere showing off her body in a swimsuit. And her body looks absolutely flawless in her photos, which is even more impressive considering she is a new mom. But from some before and after photos, it's clear that she heavily edits her pictures. From this before and after, she makes herself look significantly smaller on her Instagram. She's also been accused of photoshopping abs onto herself, and critics claim that her abs look slightly different in each picture. And at number 2, Christine Quinn. Christine Quinn is known as the most savage and luxurious realtor on the hit Netflix show Selling Sunset, and she's constantly posting her looks to her almost 2 million followers. Personally, she is my favorite on Selling Sunset because she brings the most drama. But she was accused of photoshopping her photos when some photos were compared to a video that was taken on the exact same day. And you can tell her face and body have been considerably altered. The most obvious modification from the side-by-side is making her waist much smaller than in the video. And finally, number 1, Kristen Hancher. Kristen is a very famous Instagram model and TikToker who posts insane makeup looks on her Instagram, and her unique look has made her fans obsessed with her, with lots of them calling her a Bratz doll look-alike. But it seems like a lot of this could be a lie, as she has been called out for editing her face and body numerous times over the years. The most insane to me was when an Instagram account showed a before and after of her editing a Snapchat filter, which we know already distorts faces. So the fact that she distorted a filter even more than it naturally does is just shocking. Even though Kristen is naturally beautiful, it honestly seems like she doesn't even want to look natural, and instead she wants to look supernatural. Some say she even resembles a Sims character at times. I'll let you guys be the judge of that one, but I can definitely see where that theory comes from. And at number 10, Azusa Gayoki. Instagram versus reality is something that we cover on the channel pretty often, but this one is truly another level. We talk about Facetune often, but there's an app called Face App which can change someone's face so well that the person could look entirely differently than what they appear. And that's what happened here. A Japanese media outlet recently exposed this young female influencer as actually a 50-year-old man using Face App to change himself into the popular influencer. Some of their followers had been suspicious for a while, but these bombshell photos show the clear before and after. When asked why he did it, the man said he adopted a feminine and youthful image to gain followers because he thought that nobody would be interested in following a man his age. And at number 9, Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson is known for his signature look of black chin-length hair, heavy eyeliner, and lipstick. He rarely goes out in public without wearing the heavy makeup, and when he does, he is completely unrecognizable. He spoke about his obsession with makeup in one interview, saying, quote, "I wear makeup because it's the way I like to look. More like why a woman wears makeup, not in terms of looking feminine, but just to look a specific way. Maybe attractive is the right word." In photos where he is not wearing makeup, he looks nothing like himself. He has no eyebrows because he generally fills them in, and his lips are much smaller than they appear because he overlines them. When he is in full makeup out in public, he's Marilyn Manson, then without it all, he's Brian Warner. And at number 8, Trisha Paytas. Ethan Klein once labeled Trisha Paytas the quote, spokesperson for Instagram versus reality because of how different Trish looks on Instagram versus in photos and videos. On the left we have an Instagram photo, then on the right there's a picture of Trish without any makeup on but in the same hairstyle. The difference is day and night, and it's clear the change is due to heavy makeup along with some editing. I'm sure camera angles also made a huge difference as well, but if you saw Trish on the street in that second photo, you might not have realized that it's actually her. And at number 7, Blac Chyna. Chyna has been caught editing her Instagram photos many times. Once was in a selfie with Kim Kardashian where it's clear their waists and butts were altered. But this one from 2018 is so shocking that it's hard to believe it was actually posted to the internet. When you first look at the photo, nothing seems too strange and Chyna looks amazing. But when you look closer at the door, you can see that to her right there's a huge squiggle or wave, if that's the right word to call it, in the door, clearly showing the photo was heavily edited. I would love to know what the before looks like on this one, honestly. Fans not only called out Chyna for the Photoshop fail, but they also got angry at her for changing her body in her photos, which can negatively affect our perception of what a real body looks like. And at number 6, Tammy Hembrow. Tammy Hembrow was exposed by Instagram page Beauty False in some side-by-side images of her on Instagram versus in reality. Frankly, these photos aren't all that different, but it seems that fans were mainly disappointed because she is a fitness page, so it's not fair to say that you worked in the gym to get a certain look, then basically edit your body online. We're also sure that Tammy takes advantage of her angles to look way more snatched in her Instagram photos. Many in the comments accused Tammy of being a boxy body shape in real life, but making it seem like she is curvy on Instagram due to her edits in posing. Halfway number 5, NX Shia. This influencer with over 800,000 followers has not revealed her real name, but in the side-by-side you can see that her body on Instagram versus real life is very different. This influencer has not been shy that she edits her photos. She apparently even teaches her followers how to edit like her, but the difference is still shocking. The side-by-side that shocked me the most was this first one in the blue and white dress. She made her body an entirely different shape through editing, along with making her makeup a lot more prominent. She's still very beautiful without the Photoshop, so I wish she would embrace her natural look. And at number 4, Lisa Lee. This one's not so much a case of the influencer changing themselves in their photos, rather this influencer changed her life to make it appear a lot more glamorous than it actually is. Chinese influencer Lisa Lee gained over 1 million followers for her posh lifestyle that all of her followers wanted, but her landlord exposed it was all a lie. Her landlord took a video of what her luxury apartment actually looked like, and it was absolutely disgusting, full of moldy food and dog poop. The landlord said in the video that it was so dirty that even professional cleaners did not want to clean it. Lee also had several several unpaid utility bills amounting to about 3,000 won. The landlord described Lee as a beautiful woman online but a disgusting person in her personal life. After being exposed online, she decided to change her ways and clean her nasty apartment. In at number 3, Kumchuk X2. This influencer has over 160,000 followers and is known for her hourglass shape, but CelebFace exposed that it was all a lie. In the side-by-side images, you can see that she consistently makes her waist smaller and hips larger to get that classic Instagram model body that we see these days. In some photos, her waist is so unnaturally small it's obvious that it's been edited, even without the original photo to compare. Her natural body still looks amazing though, and I would personally kill to look like her naturally. And at number 2, Kim Kardashian. Kim and pretty much the entire Kardashian clan are known for their voluptuous figures that they say is all natural. However, over the years the women are often accused of getting a Brazilian butt lift, where fat is taken out of the stomach and injected into the butt. These rumors really came to a head in 2017 when paparazzi photos showed Kim's butt without any retouching, and it looked nothing like what we see on Instagram. Mainly she looks to have a lot of cellulite on her legs and butt, along with it not being perfectly smooth and round like we see on Instagram. Kim actually denied that these photos were real and claimed that the photographer edited the photos to make her butt look even worse than it actually does. But fans saw through the BS, and Kim apparently lost 100,000 followers because of this scandal. And finally, number 1, Katie McDermott. The Love Island star has grown her Instagram account to 1.3 million followers, and it features tons of sultry snaps. But Beauty Falls exposed some side-by-side images that show that what's on Instagram is not what she really looks like. Specifically, her butt looks much larger in her photos compared to in the unedited ones. We're not sure if this is all due to editing or if Katie underwent a cosmetic procedure to get the desired effect, but that's not all. Katie was also slammed for trying to make it look like a photo she stole from the internet were her own abs. She caps in this photo, "Hard work pays off." But internet sleuths soon realized that the photo was stolen from Instagram account InstaFit Society.
Starting things off at number 10, we got the Claremont twins. Shannon and Sinead Claremont are influencer twins based in LA and NYC with 1.4 million followers on Instagram. They are famous for being really hot twins. But the twins are notorious users of editing apps to the point where they don't even look like themselves in person. The image on the left shows what they look like on Instagram, and the image on the right is what they look like in person. The twins have also had a fair amount of surgery over the years. The top photo is what they used to look like a few years ago, and the bottom photo is what they look like now. I wonder if they got the exact same surgeries so that they'd continue looking like twins. Or maybe they went to the same plastic surgeon, who knows. That's the whole point, right? We're looking at these pics and analyzing them. Anyways, alright, so moving on. Moving right along now to number 9 on our list, Jelena Karluzars. Jelena is a Serbian singer with a staggering 2.1 million followers on Instagram. She is the most followed Western Balkan woman on social media, and she's also thought of as both a pop and fashion icon. From her photos, she literally looks like a blonde Kim Kardashian. She's perfect. Almost too perfect. Jelena was exposed by another account, Beauty False, and man, the difference between what she looks like in person and what she looks like in photos is astonishing. She was born in 1978, making her 41 years old. She's definitely not a young woman anymore, so I can understand the need to keep up appearances and remain as young looking as possible forever. The crazy thing is, some celebrities are so big that you're never gonna get close enough to them in person to see what they actually look like. In at number 8, Sweetie Juliana. This has to be one of the most severe cases of face tuning on this list, but honestly there was a lot, so I just threw this one in there. Juliana has 151,000 Instagram followers. Some unedited photos of her surfaced on Yoba Journal. These photos were taken on the exact same day. Do you see how drastic that editing is? It is crazy. Even more crazy, if you were a fan of her and you saw her on the street, you probably would have no idea that it's her. In at 7, the Fashion Freak. The Fashion Freak, aka Melly Sanchez, is a verified influencer with 1.5 million followers on Instagram. And there's videos up on her page as well that show she is genuinely an extremely beautiful woman and a very talented makeup artist. But then, like, why all the editing, bro? She's also someone that's had quite a bit of plastic surgery. Here's a photo that shows just how drastic her looks have changed over the years. And here's a GIF that shows an image taken straight from a Getty Images camera paired with that same image, but edited. Savage, yo. By the way, Getty Images is a database where photographers will take photos at events, and anyone can access these photos online. That's why it's possible to get both versions. In at number 6, we got Tana Mongeau. You knew she was gonna be on this list. Tana loves editing her photos. She's been exposed time and time again, and she's been called out for her excessive use of editing apps by Bella Thorne. Now, Tana doesn't do a heck of a lot of Facetune on her face, but she's shown to use it excessively on her body. This photo is the most famous one, the one in the yellow bikini. Oh yeah, I know you know that one. The photo on the left was what she posted to Instagram, and the photo on the right is a screen grab from a video taken on the exact same day, wearing the same yellow bikini that shows her real body. And she doesn't even do that good of a job at hiding the evidence. Her photos are are always filled with blurred pixels and wonky lines all over the place. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with having a body that looks like that, but I mean, don't make people feel bad about themselves if you don't have a body like that. Man, I got all the roles coming out. I'm just In at number 5, Juliana Naughty. Juliana is a stylist and influencer with 1 million followers on Instagram. She also holds seminars on how to be Insta famous, and she makes people pay money for that too. From her photos, she looks no more than 30 years old. She often poses in front of iconic European photo destinations like the Eiffel Tower and the Duomo in Milan. But Juliana looks nothing like her photos in real life. Here's some before and afters. Look man, she's still a beautiful woman, but she's a little older. Why she needs to conceal that is beyond me. It's totally okay to get a little bit older. But looking back at her photos on her Instagram account, she just doesn't look real. She looks like a video game character or something, and she actually looks different if you compare her Instagram photos side by side. Her face changes a lot. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for her. And at number 4, we got Sahar Tabar. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know all about Sahar Tabar. She's an Iranian influencer who edits the crap out of her photos to the point where she looks like the corpse bride. Sahar Tabar's editing is so drastic that you can physically see the pixels being moved around and stretched out. Now, it's not just editing. Sahar Tabar's photos are a combination of both editing and makeup. Things like prosthetics, contouring, and colored contact lenses are something that she uses often. But she really looks nothing like her photos in real life. She's actually a very beautiful woman. Sadly, Sahar Tabar's shocking online persona has gotten her in a lot of trouble lately. She lives in Iran and she was arrested on charges of blasphemy among other things like insulting the country's dress code. It is likely that Sahar Tabar will spend some time in prison over her social media posts. And at number 3 we got James Charles. James Charles is known for his excessive use of editing, but unlike many of the other people on this list, James Charles does not hide the fact that he edits his photos. He shows before and afters very often, and he's even done video tutorials on how to edit your photos with Facetune. But you really get a feel for how drastic his editing is when you look at photos of him edited versus photos of him in person. Check out this selfie. Insane! Here is a gif of how much he edited his Met Gala photos. Like, he even changed the shape of his head and his hair and his neck. James Charles' whole claim to fame is his makeup abilities, but those abilities are pretty much pointless if you're just using apps to change the shape of your entire face. Honestly, I feel like he looks better without the editing. All that Facetune makes him look like an alien, and not the kind of alien I want to hug. In at number 2, Anastasia Kvitkoru. Anastasia is a Russian glamour model with 10.2 million Instagram followers. She's been exposed time and time again for making herself look absolutely nothing like she does in real life. I've come across this woman before, like so many before and afters of her so many times. In edited photos she looks like a tall Selena Gomez with an absolutely perfect hourglass body. Without editing though, I mean, completely different person, right? That's not to say that it isn't okay to look the way she does in person. Man, I'm not perfect, I got cellulite, I got stretch marks, like it is what it is, but damn yo, her 10.2 million followers are following someone that doesn't actually exist. By the way, pro tip, if you're looking at photos of someone online and they have absolutely no skin texture, that is a really good indication that they edit their photos. Alright, and at number 1 on this list, Elba Presculi. Elba Presculi is an Instagram influencer with around 118,000 followers on the platform. From her photos, you never would have guessed that she would be anything other than perfect. She's extremely thin as well. She looks like a Victoria's Secret model. How is it even possible to have a waist that small? Spoiler alert, it's not possible. Well, it is possible with Facetune. Elba Presculi actually had to make her Instagram account private because she was recently exposed by my favorite Instagram account, Celebface. She actually is the person who inspired this list because I have never seen such a drastic use of editing in my life. Elba Presculi on the left is what she looks like on Instagram, and Elba on the right is what she looks like in real life. We know this because she was recently at a red carpet event and there were Getty Images photographers there. Getty Images are accessible by anyone, like I said. Side by side, if you look at those photos, they don't look like the same person, like they just don't. And here's a GIF to show just how much she edits the pictures. It is kind of insane because she's actually a very beautiful woman without editing. Why she feels the need to edit her photos to this degree is beyond me. Honestly, no wonder women have body issues, am I right? We all want to be like these tiny Instagram models, but they're not real. I'm gonna go eat a cheeseburger right after this because I'm allowed now. Starting things off at number 10, Danielle Kahn. The only reason why I put her in this list was because y'all said in the comments of part 1 you were surprised she wasn't on it. We all know. I wanted to give you some new info, but okay, Dani Kahn has been called out so many times for her very poor use of editing apps. She doesn't even bother to make sure that the background is straight. And it sucks because her audience is made up of impressionable young girls and boys. Here's a photo of her in a bikini for Fashion Nova. Here's a photo of her on that same day wearing wearing the same bikini but unedited. Now Dani has talked about the fact that she edits her photos. I mean, I feel like she felt like she had to. But making herself into that hourglass shape is not something a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl should be doing. Megan Feather. Megan Feather has 394,000 Instagram followers. She's an influencer and YouTuber from the UK. I mean, listen, from her photos, she doesn't look like a real person. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't look real. And that's because she's heavily edited. Here are some side-by-sides. I mean, she's not by any means unattractive, but do you see how much of a real person she looks like on the right and how fake the edited photos look? One thing I do appreciate about Meg Feather is she doesn't edit her body that much. She's a curvy woman and that is beautiful. I'm glad she doesn't go overboard on the body tweaking, which is why she's not higher on our list. It is about that time for number 8, Miss Natalie Hallcrow. Natalie Hallcrow has 3.7 million Instagram followers, and one of those followers is Ariana Grande. Wow. From her Instagram account, she's got one of the most peculiar and at the same time most stunning faces I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't stop looking at her. And I bet you anything those 3.7 million followers feel the same way. Almost too pretty to be real, right? Right. Bam. 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 Oh shit. Somebody stop me. And Natalie's Instagram account makes her a lot of money. With that many followers, Natalie is charging tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for paid promotional posts. Every other post on her account is a paid promotion. I'll just let that sink in while you do the math. She's obviously still pretty, she just doesn't look like she does in her pictures, that's all. At lucky number 7 on our list, Miriam Rahman. Miriam Rahman is a makeup artist with 528,000 Instagram followers. I actually didn't want to put her on this list because I do find her stunning, even without the Photoshop. She also posts makeup tutorials where you see what her real face looks like, which is why she's not higher on our list. But if you look at photos that were taken by other people that she didn't have control over, without ideal lighting, without all the makeup and the Photoshop and Facetune and FaceApp and whatever the hell she's using, she looks nothing like her photos in real life. In at 6, Nima Benati. Nima is a fashion photographer from Italy with 596,000 Instagram followers. She is a very talented photographer who shot campaigns for Dolce & Gabbana and YSL Beauty. But let's dive into our Instagram versus reality side-by-sides, eh? I mean, totally different. She is super pretty in person, as you can see from those Getty Images photos, but like, why the Photoshop, bro? I'm genuinely shocked that someone this pretty edits their photos this much, but I mean, she's a fashion photographer who's around supermodels 99% of the time, so if I were in that position, maybe I would feel compelled to compete with them. But even Bella Hadid, the most beautiful woman in the world, scientifically the most beautiful woman in the world, edits her photos. I don't know, man. Halfway there now. At number 5, we got Ellie Brown, aka Brown.L on Instagram. Ellie has 1.1 million followers. She's a reality star who's on season 4 of UK Love Island. Now, Ellie has had a fair bit of work done, that's no secret. She was on Love Island, and if you haven't seen the show, contestants spend a fair bit of time in their bathing suits. Recently, there were some paparazzi photos taken of her on the beach, and like, well, like I hate talking about the altered bodies because there's absolutely nothing wrong with Elle's real body. Guess what, fellas? That's what real women look like. But that's just it. That is her real body. Whatever photos she's putting on Instagram are not who she really is. At number 4 on our list, Elena Omovich. Elena has 1.1 million followers on Instagram. She's yet another Instagram model that does not look like a real life human being. She looks like she was generated by AI. And you know what? Maybe she low-key was. The thing that irks me the most about Elena is like the waist thing. There is no way anyone could have a waist that small. It is not physically possible. Especially not if you ate that cheeseburger, Elena. I had a cheeseburger for lunch, it was delicious, but my pants are tight now. Getting close now at number 3, Zara McDermott. This one is real drastic. Zara McDermott is yet another reality television star with 1.2 million followers on Instagram. If you didn't know, she was on the show Love Island in 2018 and she was on X Factor Celebrity. But yeah. When I'm looking at this girl's Instagram, I feel so bad about myself. Bro, I almost like her body more without the editing. She looks like a woman. Like a real woman. I don't even know how someone who's on TV all the time can think they can get away with editing their photos this much. Like, bro, like we're gonna know. We're gonna find out. We gon' know. In at 2, Sonia Miro. Sonia Miro is a Russian makeup artist from Moscow with 422,000 followers on Instagram. She also sells some sort of gold serum. You can get it at a link on her Instagram page. Not really sure what that's for. It's all in Russian. But like the other influencers on our list, Sonia looks absolutely nothing like her photos in real life. I mean, what a difference. I feel like if you really wanted to create a fake persona online, you would have to make sure that there's absolutely no photos of you that exist anywhere else. But what happens if a fan wants to take a photo with you, or if your friend wants to take a photo of you? There will always be two versions of you floating around. There's something about someone who uses a lot of Facetune but then also claims to be a makeup artist. Bruh, doesn't using a ton of Facetune kind of defeat the purpose of being a makeup artist? You're more like a Photoshop artist than a makeup artist. Am I right? At number 1 on our list, Kirsten Hancher. Oh, I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this one. Kirsten Hancher is a Canadian YouTuber and influencer with 6 million followers on Instagram. She also has 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube. She is known for her dope outfits and beauty tutorials. Other than that, she's known on Instagram for her absolutely tiny 12-inch waist. Like damn, you could wrap a glow stick necklace around that thing. But I mean, listen, some of us don't have itty bitty waists. Plenty of very fit women who work out every day do not have tiny waists. It's just not achievable unless we physically starve ourselves. But Kirsten, sweetie, I feel like you're going a little far with the Facetune, don't you think? And Kirsten Hancher doesn't only Facetune her body, she goes overboard on her face as well. Here's a no makeup look on her Instagram, and this is what she looks like in a video. I could do an entire video on Kirsten Hancher. There are entire Instagram accounts made to expose her and her Photoshop. But alas, we only have so much time in a video. Alright guys, I am sweating bruh. I feel like you're all looking me up on Instagram, it's like, did this edit her photos? In at 10, Lindsay Palace. Lindsay is a model, actress, and influencer with 9 million followers on Instagram. According to her Instagram bio, she is genetically gifted. Hey! Her words, not mine. Lindsay is beautiful, as are all of the women on this list. But Lindsay is a big fan of the Facetune, my friends. Here's a side-by-side. The photo on the left is from her Instagram page, the photo on the right is from a red carpet event. Now this one isn't as drastic as some of the other influencers on this list. She still resembles herself in the edited images, but you can see how she's using blurring and highlights to change the shape of her face, so it looks like a Barbie doll face. She's still stunning, but not quite the person that we see in Instagram in real life. In at 9, Norvina. Norvina, aka the beautiful Claudia Sore, has 1.6 million followers on Instagram. You may recognize her as the president of Anastasia Beverly Hills. She is one of the most well-known makeup artists in the game. Norvina's photos are perfect. There are literally no imperfections whatsoever. But even Norvina, as beautiful as she is, doesn't look the way she does in the photos she posts on Instagram. Norvina was recently at a red carpet event where the good people of Getty Images were there. As I said in part 1 of this series, Getty Images photographers don't edit their images, but they're often at high-profile events. Anyone can access the Getty Images database. The photo on the left is what she looked like on Instagram, and the photo on the right is what she looks like without editing. Like, she's still so stunning either way, but these two photos don't look like the same person. At number 8 on our list, Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day is a singer-songwriter and television personality. She was a breakout star on MTV's Making the Band back in 2005. She's got 139,000 followers on Instagram. From her photos, you would never feel like anything is amiss. Everything normal? Yep. Good? Yep. Nothing amiss. But Aubrey O'Day was recently at a premiere for Marriage Bootcamp, and photos of her from the event show a very different Aubrey from what you see on the gram. Aubrey has gone under the knife, that is no secret, but it's clear from these images that she doesn't look a heck of a lot like she does on Instagram, now does she? In at 7, Miss Andrea G, aka Andrea G. Andrea, the queen of swimwear as she calls herself, has 254,000 followers on Instagram. From her photos, she looks like she's got an absolutely rockin' bod and a lifestyle that most of us would dream of having. I mean, does she ever come off that yacht? I wouldn't. But there's something about Andrea's photos that looks a little too good to be true. Take this one, with the dove. I don't think that bird is real. And you know what else isn't real? Her Instagram photos. In at 6, Celine Santino. Celine is an influencer based in Zurich with 160,000 followers on Instagram. This one is a doozy, yo. You can tell from her pictures that they are edited. She does not look like a real life human being in them. It was also hard for me to find any images that were appropriate to share with you here because her posts are quite saucy. But Celine also posts videos where she looks absolutely nothing like her photos. Like, you can see that she doesn't, so I'm not sure if she cares that people can see a difference. But yeah. Here's a photo of her on Instagram side by side with a screenshot from a video. When I was researching this video, I also found out that Celine looked very different a few years ago. Let's bring up a transformation photo, shall we? Yep, that's definitely different. At number 5, Sahara Ray. Sahara Ray is a model with 1.2 million followers on Instagram, and she's got her own swim line. You probably remember her as being one of Justin Bieber's exes. I'm pretty sure she was the one that was like with the naked photos of Justin Bieber. You remember that in the waterfall thing? Yeah, I think that was her. Anyways, I found some photos of her at a recent appearance at Girl Cult Festival in Los Angeles. She looks totally unrecognizable. She looks absolutely nothing like the person she posts on Insta. Now, I'm pretty sure she had a little bit of work done recently, so I'm not sure if these photos accurately reflect what she looks like now, but when I saw these pictures of her, they reminded me of Elba Prescoli from part 1. Can we make up a pic? I'm sorry, but don't these two women look like the exact same person? Are y'all using the same editing app or what? Cause these are two completely different women. In it for Sora Javu Selik on Instagram, but she says her name is Sarah. She's a model with 374,000 followers. There's all kinds of weird wonky things going on in her post. This is what she looks like on Instagram, and this is what she looks like in person. You really get a feel for how much she edits her photos when you look at her edited pics next to a screenshot from a video. I also found some stock images taken of her that show a very different person. Although apparently Neymar, like football star Neymar, doesn't seem to mind. Apparently he sent a private plane for her so she could visit him in Barcelona. I wonder if he was looking at photos of her on Instagram. In at 3, Dirty Hippie. Dirty Hippie, aka Hannah Winifred Tittensor, is a smaller influencer with just over 42,000 followers on Instagram. From recent photos, she looks like a black woman, but if you look at older photos, it becomes clear that Dirty Hippie is actually a white woman. A white woman who clearly likes tanning a lot. And actually she was on one of Barcroft's episodes of people who are addicted to tanning. One of my favorite accounts, Beauty False, recently exposed her. Here are some side-by-side images that show just how much she edits her face. And here's an image that shows just how much she edits her body. The image on the left is taken from her Instagram page. The image on the right is from Barcroft's video. Like, bro, that waist is tiny. I feel like the only people with waists that small are women that are like 5'1". If you've had a waist that tiny, I commend you. I just know for the majority of women, a waist like this is completely unattainable. And clearly it's unattainable naturally for Hannah as well. Not gonna happen. Coming into our number 2 spot on our list, Ola Farahat. Beautiful Ola Farahat has 1 million followers on Instagram. Ola is a fashion blogger based in Dubai and one of the most famous influencers in the Middle East. Her lifestyle is pretty much as bougie as you can get, but because she's got a bougie lifestyle, she goes to a lot of events. Events where there are Getty Images photographers. Here are some side-by-sides. Like, I really want to make sure my viewers know that I'm not calling these women ugly in person. They're still beautiful, they just don't look the way they do in their photos. And number 1 on our list, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe has 100 million followers and she is one of the biggest celebrities and influencers on this list who's been exposed time and time again for her excessive use of Photoshop and editing apps. I mean, she does belong to a family who's known for altering their appearance. When you got people like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, and Kendall Jenner in your family, I mean, she probably feels the need to keep up with them. But Khloe does go a bit overboard with the editing, and you can see a difference both on TV and in unedited images published by red carpet photographers. Honestly, I feel like if it weren't for the Kardashians, a lot of us wouldn't feel the need to get plastic surgery or edit our photos because we wouldn't be trying to keep up with beauty standards they have set for the rest of the world. Yet the Kardashians are some of the most notorious users of Photoshop, and I mean, we all know about the plastic surgery.